The average wait time today, by the way, guys, was 90 minutes, and some people waited even longer than that to vote. Out here on the water, you can really see the difference between where the pool is now and where it normally is. Once a bustling campus, Knoxville College now feels a bit like a ghost town, with many of its buildings bearing signs like this one. He declined to go on camera, but said it all happened after Sunday morning services. We're less than 10 minutes now till polling close, and folks here are standing in this long line that stretches down this hallway. At that point, was that one of the most gruesome cases you had ever seen?
Yes, it was. 4
marble benches sit outside the Bell County, Kentucky Volunteer Fire Department headquarters. One of them has a place for fallen heroes. Air quality experts say wearing a mask like this isn't going to do you any good. That's because the pollutant called fine particulate matter is about 1/13 the width of a strand of human hair. And something that small is going to go right through a mask. Some are boarded up, but that doesn't stop people from breaking in. In an alleyway that's building up,
here's one, here's another one.
Chelsea Inman,
I'm legally blind in one eye, and I can see them, well enough to pick up what I can.
Is looking down.
There's one right there. There's another one.
Nails, screws, and other sharp shards of metal scattered throughout this public alleyway that runs parallel to Cumberland Avenue and connects drivers to parking lots.
There's nails everywhere. Like, you can just look down and pick them up.
Which is why she says she's plugged her tire twice now and reached out to Tenn Listens.
Any of these can puncture a tire.
She says she'd like to see the contractor take responsibility.
Clean up your mess when you're done. There's tools available. It just takes a magnet.
A simple tool like this power pick magnet we're going to try sweeping along the alleyway. I knew Chelsea had found a handful of screws and nails, but I was still so surprised how easy it was to find objects that could do damage. After a quick sweep of the alley, this magnet is so full I can hardly pick up new pieces. This particular project is a private development as Landmark Properties builds the standard student housing. We took Chelsea's complaint to the company, which responded with this statement. We put our best foot forward in maintaining our construction site, but sometimes we do fall short, and that may be the case here. We invite citizens or passers-by who notice any issues to stop by the construction trailer on site or send us their information via email. In addition, we will be assigning more workers to conduct complete sweeps of the construction site. But publicly funded city projects account for much of the Cumberland construction.
We have requested the construction crew to sweep regularly every day, if at all possible.
Ann Wallace with Knoxville's Office of Redevelopment says anyone with a concern about any construction site, public or private, should call 311 during normal business hours.
What that enables us to do is to track the concern and make sure that it gets properly responded to by whoever is appropriately responsible, whether it be private development or city crews or a public project.
Someone with a punctured tire can file a claim.
There's got to be a solution to it.
And a dismayed driver can report a problem, no matter how small
Here's another one.
it may seem. When Bill Sylvan pulled into the Weigels at South North Shore Drive near Choteau Road, he was in desperate need of fuel.
I have a 240-mile capacity. I'm at 234 miles, so I said, I'll just go in and get some gas at Weigels.
But when he arrived, he found these signs telling him no gas was available.
A little shocking. I may be walking home, which is...
And Sylvan wasn't alone. Drivers in need of fuel at this temporarily gasless station found they'd need to go elsewhere. But this is by no means impacting most gas stations in our area. Here at the Cherry Street I-40 exit, for example, there are 1, 2, 3 gas stations in sight, including a Weigels, all of which are selling fuel this Friday afternoon. The company fixing the Colonial Pipeline originally anticipated having it reopened by this weekend, but bad weather delayed the fix. Spokespeople from Tennessee's fuel, convenience, and grocery stores industries say local stores have backup plans. Tennessee fuel wholesalers are bringing in gas from other fuel terminals not affected by the shutdown in Alabama. Tankers are just having to drive farther to get the fuel. They say any uptick in cost will only be temporary. But for Sylvan,
I have 6 miles to find another gas station.
the cost is not the inconvenience.
This is a good lesson not to let your tank go below half a tank.
Oh, yes.
If you're like Will Hoskins, you got a lot of political flyers this election cycle.
More than I needed to read, I think.
He's at the Cedar Bluff Recycling Drop-Off Center discarding some of those mailers.
That's a piece of one that came in the mailbox.
And a peek into this bin shows he's not alone.
I think everybody's ready for this election season to be over.
Tom Barnes, also here recycling, says he's ready to reduce political bickering and rediscover compromise.
You take the best of the left, you take the best of the right, you come together, and you find a solution that satisfies everyone, not just one party or one group of people.
Just ready for people to come together and ready for some healing, I think.
Carrie Morgan voted and praised.
If we can have different views and love each other and do what we think is best, I think that would be a big step.
What is it going to take to come together? That depends on a lot of things. For example, how big the divide is going to be between the Congress and the President, whether there's going to be cooperation.
Amid the unwanted flyers are the cereal boxes, magazines, and ads of everyday life.
Whichever way the election goes, we still have cardboard to throw in the bin.
Getting on with things and moving beyond this contentious election cycle. In that respect, and with respect, we all win. Becca Habegger, WBIR 10 News.